See, y'all really got me out of my sick bed out here, like mad, irritated, ready to cuss people off because, okay, this is going to be my one and only PG-13 warning. This video is not going to be PG-13. I'm going to be cussing. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to be cussing. So if y'all got some kids with you that you don't want them to see somebody cursing, then you should probably take them out of the room. I'll wait. We good? Alright. I wasn't actually going to say anything about this because I kind of feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, but y'all out here being like real surprised and shit, and I'm confused by that. And what I'm talking about is this whole Tarte Shape Tape Foundation controversy. Like, first of all, how is this a controversy? I'm confused. I'm legit confused because, oh yeah, so they came out with what, 3 shades for black women? That's kind of par for the course with Tarte though. I mean, why are y'all surprised that a company who was never fucking checking for you is still not fucking checking for you? Like, Tarte never checked for black women. Why are you upset because you expected your fave to include you? That's what happened. You expected your fave to include you because you stomped for their Shape Tape concealer and it is the best thing since sliced bread. So when you heard that they were coming out with foundations, you were like, oh yeah, foundation, the Shape Tape is so great. The foundation is going to be great too. And then when they came out with 3 colors and you had maybe 2 you could choose from, you got mad because you're like, but I use your Shape Tape. Don't you know I use your Shape Tape? Of course they know they use your Shape Tape. But they don't care because they never have. It's Tarte. Like, Tarte has never checked for black women. If you're beyond a certain complexion in Tarte, forget it. You are never going to find anything for yourself. Listen, Tarte was founded by Maureen Kelly. Listen to that name, people. Maureen Kelly. Fam, if that is not the most Irish of Irish names that you have ever heard in your life, read more. Explore the world around you. Now, Maureen Kelly, New York City resident, very lovely woman, also very, very pale and redheaded, founded Tarte in 2010, I believe it was, because she liked natural makeup and her pale self couldn't find anything to fit her. So she founded a natural foundation, not foundation, she founded a natural cosmetics company for herself, basically, and people that looked like her. And the people that looked like her happened to be very, very pale people. All right, ain't nobody taking that away from her. But that's where the company started out. People used to try to tell me to try Tarte stuff all the time, and I'd look at them and I'd be like, fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, where do you want me to try Tarte blushes? Like, when their Amazonian blushes first came out, they had like, I think 12 of them, and out of the 12, the only one that I could wear was Blushing Bride. Yeah, out of 12. Blushing Bride, and it was the darkest shade that they had at the time. They've since killed that dark shade, by the way. So, yeah, Maureen started a company for pale skinned girls that look like her. You know, they got some foundations. None of them were very dark. They've never been very dark. And so, yeah, like, I could occasionally find a Tarte foundation to fit my complexion because apparently I'm not as dark as I think I am. So every once in a while I'd be able to find something. But like literally, if I switched from winter to summer, I would never be able to find anything in Tarte to fit me. That's number one. So yeah, the company was started in 2010 by a very pale, freckled, redheaded chick. So they were never stomping for black women or women of color. Never. Fast forward 4 years to 2014, and Kosi, I think it's pronounced Kos or Kose, and I'm not sure. A Japanese conglomerate buys a 93.7% stake in Tarte, but Marina's gonna stay on as the, creative director. Okay, fam, whatever you say. The first thing they do is they revamp the Amazonian clay blushes. All of the shades that women of color had previously been able to wear, like Blushing Bride, no longer available. Blushing Bride, as we know it, in its original form, is gone. It is now a very light pinky shade rather than that beautiful mulberry shade with gold that it used to be. So the first thing that they did was they eliminated all of the deeper shades of the Amazonian clay blushes. So, right? Once again, Kosei is a Japanese conglomerate. Which Japanese company you know out here stomping for black women? Which Japanese company you know out here that makes color cosmetics even gives a fuck about our complexions? Which one? Do you know one? Because I don't. And damn sure not this one. Because what did they do the minute that they came in? They revamped the entire color range of the Amazonian clay blushes, and the one Amazonian clay blush that just about every brown girl that I know of owned from Tarte, Blushing Bride, yeah, that was the first casualty of this Japanese conglomerate. So, once again, why are y'all surprised that Tarte came out with foundations that look like this? This should not be a shock. First of all, oh, listen, I am 41 years old, right? I look like I'm in my 20s. I'm aware of that. Because of that, I know a lot of 20-year-olds, like a lot of millennials and stuff like that. A lot of millennials, a lot of what are they, Gen Y or whatever? What is it, X, Y, Z? I don't know. Anyway, I know a lot of people in their 20s, let's just put it that way. One of the biggest differences that I've noticed between my generation, which is Gen X, and millennials and the little younger ones, is there's a distinct lack of loyalty in terms of branding. Because everybody wants to be into everything else, and that's wonderful and that's great. Everyone should have access to everything else. However, brands can only disrespect you when you let them. Okay? There is a reason why every black girl coming out of the hood knows who Mac is and always has, because Mac built a customer base with black women through respect, through campaign, through featuring us in their campaigns. Like literally the 90s was nothing but Mac and Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim. All right? Say what you want about their politics. I don't buy Mac because I don't fuck with their parent company, but Mac has been very, very loyal to black women in terms of, pushing out colors that we can use, very, very bright, bold colors that match our complexions. They've built loyalty, right? But these little youngins here, oh, everybody's using Shape Tape concealer, so it must be great. Let me bandwagon and jump on it, and let me go get the Shape Tape. Oh, it's great, but y'all haven't checked out this brand. You don't know anything about this brand's past. How inclusive have they been in the past? How inclusive based on past relationships with influencers, because that's the thing that we do now. We don't do advertising anymore. We pluck some YouTubers out of obscurity, and then we catapult them into the limelight, and usually they're white. So how many influential YouTubers has Tarte plucked from obscurity or whatever and catapulted into the limelight? How many black ones? Well, let me tell you. Exactly one. They'll invite a whole lot of white influencers on their trips, and then when it's time to get new product out here so that people can see it, the brown girls can see it and go crazy and buy it, they'll send it to black influencers. But when they're doing their campaigns, do you see them using any black influencers? The last time they used a black influencer in one of their campaigns was 6 years ago, right after, was it 6 years ago? I think whenever the first Tartelette palette came out, that was the last time they used a black influencer. They used Patricia Bright in one of their campaigns to promote the Tartelette palette, and she was the first and the last. Let me say that again. Patricia Bright, when the very first Tartelette palette launched, was the first and the last black influencer that Tarte worked with and used in a campaign. So, why are we surprised? Why are you surprised? Tarte was never, ever checking for black women. They were never, ever going to be inclusive to black women, because they've never been. And, like I said, it's one thing to want to be, everybody wants to experience the same things. I get that. I really do. Like, everybody wants to be on the next wave. Nobody wants to feel left out. But feeling left out is very different than feeling disrespected, because a brand coming out with 15 shades and 3 of them are for dark skin, and man, that's the biggest fuck you ever. Like, that is the biggest fuck you. But guess what? People like me were never surprised. I don't expect anything else from Tarte. I don't expect anything more or less from Tarte. They take black influencers off of their PR list anytime they even mention that they don't care for a product. They get taken off of PR. They did it to Jackie. They did it to Aisha Abdul. White influencers get to say whatever they want, and they keep on trucking. Also, please stop expecting white influencers to cape for you. Their causes are not yours. So don't go on some white influencer's page that's doing a review on Tarte and start screaming about how she's not saying anything about the color range. I mean, it would be great if they would actually stand up and say something, but they don't expect people who don't look like you to cape for you. Just don't. Cape for yourself. Do it. Be respected. And how do you do that? Be respected. Keep your coin to yourself. Research these brands. See don't just bandwagon shit, man. Just don't just bandwagon shit. Don't just do shit because everybody else is doing it. Don't just buy this because everybody else is doing it. Find out what the brand stance is towards women of color. And when I say women of color, I'm not just talking about black women. I'm talking about Afro-Latinas. I'm talking about Desi women. I'm talking about black women. Like, just, do these people, do they stomp for black women? Do they stomp for brown skinned women? Are there more than how many shades of foundation do they have? Listen to me carefully. There are certain brands that I will not use. Okay? I don't give a shit. They have some brands out there that have some really interesting things that I see all the time, and I'm always like, yo, I would really, really like to try that. But you know what? If you don't have a foundation that can fit me, then I don't need to use the rest of your shit. What you're basically saying to me is, well, I have this other stuff over here that you could try, but your foundation is a little bit too hard to make, so I'm not gonna do that. Which, all right, keep your shit. I don't need it that bad. So when you start being more inclusive, then maybe I'll start checking out your brand. And it's not going to be like a one-time thing. Like, you're not going to just throw a foundation out there and I'm going to be like, oh, they inclusive now, let me hop on that. No, I'm going to need to see that trend of inclusivity continue. It's not going to be just like a one-time thing so you could get my coin and then leave. I'm not a cheap date. I'm not. So, like I said, stop bandwagoning shit. Not everything is made for us. Not everything is made with us in mind. In fact, most things are not made for dusky complexions in mind, okay? So, when that new product comes out, right? When that new product comes out, before you hop on it because it's pretty and because everybody else is buying it, check out the brand. What are their stances historically on brown women? Are they inclusive? Have they been inclusive to brown women? If they are, all right, go ahead. Give them a try. I mean, and then there are the brands who have not historically been inclusive but are trying. So you can give them a go too. But do not stop being surprised when brands who have never been inclusive are not inclusive. That's just par for the course. They're just continuing what they've always done. This is not new ground. Like, ¿qué te pasa? Like, I mean, I don't even understand. Y'all made me talk for a whole 20 minutes because I'm like all over YouTube this weekend and all I'm seeing is people just, oh my God, Tarte, I can't believe you did that. Like, oh my God, you're so terrible. Oh. Okay, te habla mucho. Anywho, y'all made me talk for like 25 minutes and now I feel like I'm about to die. And if I die, it's your fault.
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Google, shut up. Stupid. Anyway, like I said, I talked for too long and now I gotta go lay down before I die. Sorry, y'all. This was a rant, and whoever doesn't like it, I don't care. Y'all just need to stop bandwagoning shit. For real, like I said, I know everybody wants to be included in whatever the next wave is, and that's cool. But do your research. Like, don't fall in love with a shitty brand, man. Like, don't fall in love with like a brand who was like never looked at you as a person. Like you're not a person. Like you don't matter. You don't exist. Your skin color is a problem for them. Your skin color is such a problem for them that they could only make 2 shades of maybe something that might match you. Maybe. That's what they think of your skin color. It's a problem. Like, I don't even understand how you look at the variation of brown on this fucking planet and come up with 2 shades. There is more variation in brown skin than there is in white skin. So how do you fix your fucking mouth? How you fix your fucking face to try to throw 2 colors into a range and try to send it out here to people? Yo, whoever did that shit want a bomber clap boxing at them face. Anyway, I'm done. All right, bye.